What's up, guys? Rodney here with your forecast for episode 5 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We post new review videos and Easter egg videos almost every weekend, so hit the notification bell so whenever we drop new content, you'll be the first to know. Let's get right to it. Things are going to heat up real quickly as the Flag Smasher army is set to expand. Got a 100% chance here that this is going to happen. There's going to be a lot of sympathizers out there with the Flag Smasher cause, and then some other people that are going to be turned by what they saw at the end of episode 4. You know, we saw everybody filming it. It's a very public event, and people are going to be swayed by what they saw, particularly because Captain America stands for something that was not displayed in that moment, and people are going to be moved one way or the other. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves and think that because the Flag Smashers now have a bigger army that they're going to be able to do something grand or that things are going to move and progress quickly. Karli just lost one of her closest friends and partners in this fight, and the leadership of the Flag Smashers is weakened. Now, it may anger her, but I would still call that a weakness because her plan may take a back seat to what her anger decides that she needs to do. It's in these moments here that I think the Flag Smashers are going to have to make some movements, maybe out of anger or maybe in response, but those things are going to cause other people like the Power Broker to make a move. We saw a text message in episode 4 from the Power Broker to Karli that said he was going to come back for his serum, that he was going to end her, and so there's a 90% chance here we're going to see the Power Broker do something here. We haven't seen any movement from the Power Broker in a couple of episodes other than just kind of hints and talks and things like that, other than what we saw in episode 2 whenever one of Karli's compatriots had to fight the Power Broker's men. Having said that, on some other fronts here, 90% chance here that Sam and Bucky are going to have to confront Walker. That's all but given to happen, given what we saw in some of the mid-teaser trailers that Disney put out a couple days ago. But the tensions here are going to boil over. I don't think this ends well, even in the first conversation. You know, even when Walker was trying to be a nice guy, he was telling Sam and Bucky, stay out of my way. They have a legitimate reason to hold his feet to the fire here, and he's not going to let it go, because I guarantee you what they see as you made the wrong call here and there's blood on Cap's shield is going to be seen as you don't care about the fact that a terrorist killed my best friend, and that's not going to end well. We've had a lot of ambiguity and moral gray areas over the last 4 episodes, and these lines in the sand were drawn at the end of last episode. Flag Smashers killed Lamar. Cap goes off and kills one of the Flag Smashers. Karli and Sam kind of talk through some of those things, but Zemo thinks that she's a supremacist and that all super soldiers need to die. Sam thinks there's another way. Karli thinks there's another way. The lines in the sand have been drawn, and given what happened at the end of episode 4, the rest of these entities that are kind of ambiguous and staying away from the moral decisions here are going to have to say something and do something. With that being said, the GRC and the United States is going to have to make some kind of response from this fallout, and we're going to have some icy and cold conditions upcoming here, because no matter what happens here, no matter which way they go, there's going to be a cold reception to this. So let's play it out for a second. The United States and the GRC come out and they say the actions of our Captain America are wrong. He should not have done that. That was brutal. That was violent. We, don't agree with that. We don't want any part of that. We're going to bring him before a council, before a Congress. We're going to hold him accountable for his actions. One, Cap's not going to like that because they're making light of Lamar's death and his sacrifice and all those kind of things that somebody who had been in war and in battle with somebody would feel and share and mean. They were battle partners for years and years and years. But John Walker can't see past his own grief to be okay with what they might do there. In addition to that response from the United States, you're going to have a lot of people that say, well, these were terrorists and it shouldn't have happened, and we're trying to fix things, and they're blowing up buildings and doing all these other things, and I can't believe you're punishing him for this. He's got the shield. He should be doing this. And and there's going to be some of that Sokovia Accord type conversation that seeps over into the public, where is he allowed to do that? Is he not allowed to do that? Did the government tell him he could go over there and do that? You're going to kind of get a lot of that this episode. Now, the flip side of that, the government and the GRC come out and say, hey, John Walker was fighting on our behalf. They killed one of our soldiers, and he went after and apprehended, and in the course of battle, killed a terrorist. Sam and Bucky are going to have a huge problem with that. The Flag Smashers are going to have a massive problem with that. And all the sympathizers of the Flag Smashers that we talked about earlier are going to have a big problem with that. It's going to push more people towards them. You're going to have an icy reception here either way, but the government has to say something, because one of their soldiers died, and another one of their soldiers, who is wearing the flag, killed another person live on the internet with Captain America's shield. You cannot get away from it. They're going to have to address it. Now, what that looks like and do they keep playing with the moral gray areas? I don't know. I think they kind of take these lines in the sand and they build off of those. Everything's polarized now. There's this moment where everybody has to pick a side, because there's no way you can say, well, they kind of way. There's no midway in this for a lot of people. I'm sure you could make a case, but there's really no midway here. You kind of got to take a side. Having said that, if you have a moral gray area here that I haven't thought about, and you want to make a case for, well, this is okay, but it's kind of not okay, and there's something in the middle, a third scenario where this is either all not okay or all okay, tell me in the comments below. I would love to have that conversation with you and play devil's advocate for a minute, and let's talk about that, because I just can't wrap my mind around how you could toe the line, straddle the fence between these two extremes here. After that, we got a 75% chance that the power broker is going to be revealed. Now, is that a conglomerate of different people that take over, or is that one person, Sharon Carter, who reveals themselves to be the power broker? Now, Sebastian Stan did tease a character, a new character, a cameo, somebody that has not been seen in the MCU yet, that does not have a movie. So it's a new character. So we got a 100% chance there. But is that the power broker? Is that somebody else? Remains to be seen. I think whoever it is, power broker or new character, when they come in, there's going to be tension. There's going to be some I don't want to say explosive reaction to it, but it's not going to be clear skies, so to speak. It's going to be intense. These things need to happen, and I think they need to happen, if not resolve somewhat, before episode 6. That would be too much to cram into one episode at the end to say, oh, well, Steve's shield goes to Sam, and then Sam becomes Captain America, and Walker goes and does this, and these things happen. I think episode 6 is going to have to bring some things to fruition, but it's also going to lead to some other things that are coming later. And remember, this show was supposed to come in a different order, and so timeline-wise, we're a little bit out of place here, and so whatever happens here may be a little off-putting, but I think some of these things need to happen in episode 5 to get us to some bigger things in episode 6. That being Sam taking the shield fully and us seeing him take up the mantle officially of Captain America. Sam has no room now to argue that, well, I couldn't take up the shield because Steve's legacy was too important and I can't live up to that and it's too much. No. Again, polar opposites. You can't take a middle ground here with what happened at the end of episode 4. You have to take a stand. And if Sam doesn't, Bucky is going to. And if Sam doesn't take a stand, the relationship between him and Bucky is going to pull further apart. And there's not enough episodes left over for that to pull apart. They're coming towards reconciliation. They're leading towards all of these things like we saw in some of the trailers, them both in Louisiana practicing with the shield or doing whatever they're doing there, and we see them kind of grasp hands and whatnot. There are some decisions that are going to have to be made here. 35% chance that we see Sam take up the shield in episode 5, but enough of a chance here that we get some foreshadowing as to how that's going to happen and the payoff that's going to be coming, that Sam makes a decision, something's about to go off here, something leads him to have to do that, is going to happen here to lead us into episode 6. Really excited for what's coming up. If you haven't seen the mid-season trailer that they dropped a couple days ago, please go watch that. Some really intense scenes and some shots that have not been seen yet that we still have to see in the next 2 episodes. So you can kind of figure out where the plot's going with some of those extra things, some battles and some things in Louisiana and some things that are coming that we have not seen yet. In addition to that, check out our Easter egg videos, check out our review trailers for the other episodes, and tell us what you think in the comments, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.